talking? Can we just say, I mean, you don't have to talk, but it's always nice to see when you guys are around and stuff and saying hello and having some discussions. So if you're around again, just pop in. Even if you're only kind of lurking and you may be playing some stuff in the background, you don't have time to Twitch chat, pop in, say hi, let me know what's up, let me know how you're doing, let me know how your day is. Anything, I'm always interested, especially in the early stages of the games where maybe not so much is going on. When maybe not so much is going on, is it's kind of a, it's worth sort of just being like, hey, and then I can say hey back. There's some people. Early Pro says hello. Demon068 says hi. Hype says beyond the queue. There's some people. There we go. What's up, guys? Just before we introduce the players, do I get any dollars from the shirts? Yes, I do get dollars from the shirts. We do make some profit. The more shirts we sell, the more profit we make per shirt, because it becomes cheaper to produce. So the more we sell, the more profit we get. So it starts off fairly low, but the more we sell, the better. Is it better to donate it directly? It's completely up to you, mate. If you want to donate directly, if you don't want a shirt, then it's probably better to donate. If you'd like a shirt, then I'd love for you to have a shirt. Get a shirt. Do what you feel is best. It doesn't bother me. If you want to donate, you can donate. If you want to buy a shirt, buy a shirt. They both help the stream. They both have different advantages. I mean, I think it's pretty cool if you all buy WardiTV t-shirts. So, yeah. Does that mean you get a refund? Yeah, man. Of course. Send in your, I'll send you the dollars back, right? To the bottom right-hand side, guys, our Blue Brothers player. Can we get some hype in the chat for Jim from Invictus Gaming? And to the upper left-hand side, our Red Protoss player is going to be Creator from Jin Air Green Wings. Has actually been doing very well lately. Last week in the Leifeng Cup, he took down Classic 2-0 to advance into the playoffs. He had a great time in the Leifeng Cup. He had a great time in the Leifeng Cup. Really solid performance. So Classic, not Classic, Creator been looking very good here lately. And as we set him up now into game number 1. Let me actually very quickly just tab. I just want to ask someone something on Skype. I just want to check about the Leifeng Cup. I'm just going to ask about that. Alright. Hey, Wardy fans, streaming these matches. It's hard to find good SE2 matches in English a lot of the time, and I'm glad I can count your stream. Well, thank you very much for joining us beyond the queue. All day 1904 green as well. Thank you very much, guys. I mean, obviously, pleasure to bring you guys the matches. Don't forget, if you ever are struggling to find any matches and you maybe didn't catch all of the streams here on the channel, which is obviously acceptable, because we do stream quite a lot of broad amount of time zones, we do put our matches up on YouTube at youtube.com/WardiTV. Now, they are a little bit delayed in going up here. They don't go up like the day after. And that's only because we've casted so much. And I don't want to spam the YouTube with uploading like 20 videos in one day. I'd much rather put out 2 a day, just for people who'd like, you know, purely watch on YouTube. And there's always new stuff going out, basically. And always worthwhile checking the channel, you know. So, always worth checking the YouTube channel. Definitely worth mentioning that. I mean, there's always games going up there, basically. I mean, as I said, we upload twice daily on YouTube. So, if you are a fan of watching VODs, then, or you ever just need some sort after watching the background and there's nothing live, then check that out. Shirt ordered, says Martinator. Well, thank you so much, dude. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you like it. Hype, man. I think it's really cool. People actually want to wear, like, WardiTV t-shirts. Isn't that sick? We just made the team shirts today. We got pretty quick team shirts made because it lands, like, next week, so we got, like, fairly cheap ones, but they actually look really good. I've actually got one of them on right now. It doesn't have my name on the back and stuff like the others, but it's actually pretty nice. It's not quite as good quality as the Twitch shirts are from the ones that you're able to purchase and so on. But yeah, it's still pretty nice. It's pretty sick, actually. I'm quite pleased with it for the cost. Good value. Anyways, a couple of adepts coming across the map here. It's going to be seeing those adepts shading on forwards. A few probes coming down in towards the natural expansion, and now we just see a blink on the way up here from Creator, so blink upgrade on the way. You're just going to see 3 gates in total up frame. We haven't really talked much about the game. It's mostly because not much has been going on. We haven't seen a Stargate coming down against the Twilight Council. That's the main differences. And the blink is on the way from Creator against the Oracle of Jim. Phoenix also on the way up from Jim as a follow-up here. As the Adepts do pick off a couple workers. But for the most part, it's a very even game. Not much of a difference between the players. I mean, Jim is actually taking a little bit of a worker lead thanks to the harassment he's getting done right now. Was a couple of workers ahead naturally anyways. And a little bit behind an army. But a very even Protoss versus Protoss match here to get it started in this first game of Group B of the competition of SGL. If you're unsure of what the SGL sort of really consists of, then it is basically every 3 weeks we have $600 on the line. It's an invitational only tournament, and we invite the best Europeans, Koreans, and more to take part. And it takes place every Thursday and Friday from 3 p.m. CEST. And we bring you guys all of the action and let you guys know, bring you guys groups A and B, week 1, groups B and C and D in week 2, and the playoffs in week 3, although it's only on one day. We don't actually have the Friday cast. Or sometimes we have Friday cast and not the Thursday in week 3. We change it around a lot to sort of see how things are going and so on. So, yeah, it's the SGL. It's a good tournament. It's worth checking out in the future if you haven't checked it out in the past. As we're going to see sentries getting taken down here. Creator moving on through. Going to kill the Mothership Core as well. An interesting position he's putting himself in. Very committed with these units. He does have Blink, but he's going to have to be cautious. And an Immortal coming out here will be the savior of Jim. He's going to try and target it down. 4 Stalkers left. Has to blink away here just before he loses one more Stalker. So one more Stalker just getting away there. And that's Creator getting away. Sorry, I got a little bit rushed there. I should probably talk more about the game than still talking about other things. But again, yes, SGL, great tournament. It's not obviously usually on in this time zone. But if you want to check out the VODs of previous tournaments, which have featured like Bjorn, True, Gumiho, Violet, Neeb. True versus Neeb is a great series. That should be on YouTube. If not now, then very soon. It's all worth checking out, and it's all on the YouTube channel, so check that out. As you see, Stalkers is going to be joined up towards the center of the map, and Resonating Glaives on the way from both players here. +1 attack is just over halfway done from Jim. And we're just going to be seeing the Warp Prism is about halfway done as well. More and more gateways being added on. 4 more gates coming in for our Protoss player here. And he's getting very aggressive on these 2 bases. Now, Creator's taking a 3rd expansion. Back at home, he's only on 3 gates and now 2 more on the way up. So, he's really going to be out kind of produced here in the near future. And if you look at compositions, well, with 2 Immortals in the composition of Jim right now, the Warp Prism already out, and a couple of Phoenix to add in some micro little things, maybe a Stasis Ward from the Oracle, it's really looking as though with these extra gates that Jim's going to attack, and Jim's going to have a really good time in attacking. I say this, Jim's actually already halfway through the map. A little bit of a harassment squad from Creator is doing an okay-ish job, but Jim, as he pushes forwards here, I don't see how Creator fights against this. Also, I haven't even realized this myself, but Jim just finished up +1 attack, and Creator's +1 is only just, well, a quarter of the way done. It's a long time until that finishes. So Jim has a huge timing window to attack here, where he's just got so many advantages over his opponent. The +1 upgrade, the army size, the army composition is just better as well. Having more depths on his opponent and having glaives apiece, well, those Stalkers with Blink, they're not really going to add anything on, put it that way. So Creator in a much kind of worse position here, but he does have defense advantage. He does have overcharges available. A few more depths warping in right now to get ready to defend. Will Jim attack up here? I think as though he should. I maybe go toward the 3rd base first, or maybe go up here, force the overcharges. He's just going to fight in, so never mind me. Force field's coming down on either side. Phoenix come in. That's where them Phoenix are useful. They lift up both the Immortals. It's a huge chunk of the army which Creator is missing. As a depth still on the ground from Jim, enabling him to just keep on tanking, to stay in the game a bit longer, to stay in this engagement for a bit longer. The +1 attack helps out a lot as probes start to be pulled in here. Not a pretty sight. Phoenix lift up the Immortals again, and it's again these Immortals which just can't get damage done from Creator. He's missing so much of his potential damage here. Eventually we'll push this away, but Jim has done a fantastic job, and he's going to warp in a few more units. Actually, Stalkers from the back going to try and kill the Warp Prism. They get it. Not before another warp in of a depths though, and those depths might just be enough now anyways. Moving forwards, and just going to be trying to jump on top here. Does he commit? He does indeed. Here we go, Jim. Not with a +1 upgrade advantage anymore. The Phoenix still around. The Immortal gets lifted once again. And this is still Jim, who's just dominating on the ground. The Adepts are continuing to do so much damage. And you can just see here that the Immortal will fall. The Stalkers are going to get taken down as well. That said, as reinforced Stalkers come in, he will clean this up. But he's killed off 12 workers. He's taken a worker lead now, despite the damage he took across the map from Stalkers previously. And Jim will put himself in a position where he's, well, actually very far behind on army. He's not produced anything for a while. Gonna have to warp in something right now. A couple of sentries, 4 depths, and Immortal as well. Actually, not starting that Immortal a little bit sooner here might be his real issue. Being ahead by 8 workers might not matter so much, especially considering he doesn't have a 3rd base. Eventually here, he's going to mine out, and Creator isn't, so that's an advantage he holds. Observer will get taken down, as we'll see wave 2 of this aggression from Jim. 2nd Warp Prism as he warps in once again, and he's just going to attack. He's just going to try and make this happen. Will not be easy. Only 5 army supply advantage for him, but we look at this and, well, this DT might actually have a good time with no Observer up. No, I was going to say I don't really like this for Creator because I don't like the Stalkers against the Adepts, but actually, maybe if a DT gets into the other side of the map, does some damage, and Jim just sort of fights right now, maybe Creator can hold on. I think we're about to find out. Jim's attack getting ready to go. Oh, no Observer in the army. Well, that just means the DT continues to pick away, and that's just more and more damage being done. Jim, the lack of Observer, is going to cost him the game, I think. Because this DT just continues to attack here, it means that Jim can't really fight forwards effectively. If he does, then eventually he's just going to lose out. And yeah, Jim, without the third base and with no detection, is in a lot of trouble as these probes continue to go down. GG and Creator is actually going to pick up game number 1 of this best of 3. Jim looked great, though, in Fantastic recently. And he just made game number 1 work for him in the end as well. He is the Red Pearls player to the bottom left side of the map. It's Creator. And to the bottom right, our Blue Protoss player is Jim from Invictus Gaming, looking to bounce back and to take the first series of Group B to a 1-1 scoreline. When Monday, 1 PM CEST, the Leifeng Cup qualifier, it is stacked. 1 PM CEST, Monday, this Monday coming up in, well, can I do the math? 3 plus 24 is 27, plus 12, 39 hours from now. There you go. 39 hours and 17 minutes from now. If you show up 39 hours from now, then you're probably going to be on time anyways. Is that actually right? Is this Saturday? Saturday, so what, 24 is Monday, 12, yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's going to be crazy. Wow, I didn't actually realize the lineup. That is insane. Truly insane. Even I'm a bit hyped now. All of a sudden I'm like, well, why are we casting SGL? Let's start Leifeng Cup now, says Iraga Saint Osama. Yeah, I agree, let's do this. Can we just cast Leifeng Cup now? Just continue to cast Leifeng Cup all the way through? That'd be fantastic. Very much TLO for the host as well. Hello everyone from TLO's stream. Welcome to the SGL. We are casting Group B of the competition. We've already casted Group A. This is the first of 6 best of 3s from Group B. Basically, we usually cast this tournament on Thursdays and Fridays at 3 PM CEST, but because we were casting the qualifier of, not the qualifier, the regional WESG event yesterday and on Thursday, then we did have a bit of an issue with casting SGL, and so we're casting it now from replays instead to bring you guys all of the action. So that's what you're tuning in for. If you're on TLO's stream, then do consider hopping over to our channel, say hello in the chat, just so I can read the chat and you can take part and continue to discuss, of course, if you want to stay on TLO's channel, and feel free to. And thank you for watching and tuning in. And thank you again, TLO, for the host. Appreciate it. And hope you had a fantastic stream, good sir. Where am I from? I'm from the north of England. Northeast of England. Lillersvend. Hope that answers your question. T-shirt ordered, says Remlif as well. Hype, hype, hype. Those WardiTV T-shirts, guys. Get your hands on them. 3 more days to get yours ordered. As we do set up into the second game of the series, let's talk about it. Double gateway from both players, pretty standard. And we're going to be seeing 2 Adepts into 2 Stalkers from both players as well. Both players matching each other so far, but Jim is going to drop down a 3rd gateway to the left-hand side here. He's going to be the player this time around to put on the aggression once again. Just this time much earlier in the game, and look at this. Creator misses it. He's scouting around to find it, and I get the feeling he's going to make a pretty perfect square of scouting vision around these gateways. Well, the gateway and the Stargate. As we're going to be seeing this mothership core come in. Interesting, gateway and Stargate, again, very similar to what Max said was doing. The teammates here, obviously sharing builders. We are going to be seeing this mothership core is just going to die. Well, that's a little bit weird. Jim throwing his mothership core away to kill 3 probes. Should have just recalled there rather than killing the extra one. Mothership core is so important for an overcharged home to deal with these Adepts. As we're going to be seeing, well, Creator right now will see no expansion on the natural and should have a pretty good idea of what this is then. Adepts will commit, but 2 Stalkers and 2 Adepts are in position, and the probes block that Adept or 2 in and just stop them from actually moving through and moving past those units there. Creator getting a couple of probe kills, 3 in total. Actually, there's 1 Adept still alive here at the very late stages. There we go. I'm just going to be seeing those 2 Stalkers will be moving back out onto the map. Gateway going to be finishing, warping in here, and there we go. 3 Stalkers to come on in. And the pressure begins from Jim. Now, Creator, he is just now going to find the gateway and the Stargate. So now he knows what's up. A little bit late, though. Could have done figuring that a little bit earlier. 3 Stalkers against 4 initially. But again, we've got more units coming across the bottom side of the map from Jim. Defense mode from Creator. Has to defend this right now. He does have an expansion in his favor. He's got the overcharges to help, but only one pylon on the low ground, and that's potentially what's going to hurt him here. A couple of sentries warp in. Immediately, Jim backs away as the first overcharge goes down. Not going to commit into that just yet. Pushing up the ramp once again. Stalker taking a little bit more damage here. Taking a lot of damage here, actually. 2 more Stalkers moving forwards here. A couple more force fields going down. This time, Jim's going to commit in. He's going to target down the pylon. He gets it, as the overcharge on it is not going to be enough to deter him away. He's continuing to push on forwards as well. Another Stalker falls, pushing up the ramp. Mothership core goes down. Sentry warping in is going to go down before the force field comes in, and that means here Jim is able to keep on pushing up the ramp. Immortal pops out though, and that often is the key feature of the defense here from the defending player when playing against this build order. As we are going to be just seeing Jim gathering units together. And you're going to be seeing an Oracle on the way out now as well, heading towards the main base very, very soon. 5 army supply ahead, but that Immortal, the extra tech of this Immortal, is just so important. And that Immortal is just going to be sitting on the ramp for now. Stalkers and a few Zealots are going to be looking to try and pick away at that Nexus, which is building the Mothership core. But no pylon on the low ground just yet. This pylon is Jim's to warp in from. Slow warp-ins, but better than having to walk from all the way over here, I imagine, during the fights. As we're going to be seeing the Zealot Stalkers. Interesting he's warped Zealots in, just not enough gas, I imagine, to keep on producing as he wants to. Mothership core doesn't go down. Nice force field to keep the Stalkers away. Zealot's actually probably very good at tanking against the Immortal shots. I guess that's one thing which they can be very good at. Although you imagine Adepts are probably going to do a similar job. But again, I guess gas heavy. I guess that's the difference, is he really needs these Stalkers here for the range, for the kite ability, for the poking potential, to keep on pressuring forwards and trying to get more damage done. You're going to see this Probe still around, just tanks a shot or two. Hey, Probe tanks a couple of Immortal shots, that's huge. Immortal stuck in the front, not where it wants to be. Zealot's getting damage onto it. Oh no, Immortal's going to go down. Mothership core's coming across the map as well. I mean, that pylon could also be falling for an overcharge right there, if he wants to kind of just sit back defensively a little bit, buy himself a moment or two. I'm just going to be seeing more Stalkers continue to come in. A few Probes went down in that one. I mean, there's no MSC here anymore from Creator as this combat continues. He's lost his Immortal as well, so it really is just sheer numbers. The Adept to the top side taking damage to the overcharge. Mothership core falls, but he drops the Time Warp, slowing down those Stalkers, making the fight a little bit better for himself. Jim cleans out a couple more Probes. That's GG. Creator taps out. Jim ties up the series. 1 game apiece here in this time. Talking about other things, we're just going to jump straight in and let's see what's going to happen. To the bottom right hand side, our blue Protoss player from Invictus Gaming. Let's hear it if you're going to be cheering on Jim. And he's going up against the red Protoss, who's up the left hand side of the map. Let's hear it for Jin Air Green Wings Creator. Wow, I'm so, sort of just amazed at the Leifeng Cup qualifier setup. The amount of players in the Leifeng Cup qualifier and this quality of players in the Leifeng Cup qualifier. It's going to be a fantastic 2 weeks of action in the Leifeng Cup. Make sure you tune in Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday every week for the Leifeng Cup from 1 PM CEST. Let me just add this to my calendar as well, because we actually didn't have Leifeng Cup last week because Leifeng Cup last week was delayed due to Chinese holiday, so I didn't know if it was back this week or if it was going to be another week off, but it isn't. It's back this week, and with probably one of the best lineups we've ever seen for a Leifeng Cup in terms of the qualifier alone. So pretty hyped, should be pretty good, and it gives us lots of stuff to cast over the next couple of weeks. On the Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, again 1 PM CST, tune in, don't miss it. Thursdays and Fridays, 3 PM CST for the SGL, and of course just around the clock StarCraft 2 action for other events and so on as well. Tuesday we're going to be casting a best of 31 between Marine Lord and Bly. That's going to be every single match played, 31 maps. We're going to cast every single one. That's Tuesday. We're going into that after Leifeng Cup, so it's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long stream on Tuesday. Make sure you join us. It should be really, really fun, really exciting. Looking forward to it. As you see this probe just moving around here early on Frozen Temple, double gates. Frozen Temple, not the map that you want to open on. When it comes to sort of... well, you don't want to open differently on. You know, you don't want to start going single gateway tech, single gate expand. Short map, easy to play on, easily scoutable, easily punishable if you do try and play differently from what is accepted as the norm, for a reason in PvP. Because it's safe, it's the way to do things, it's the way to build up and put yourself into a good position in the early stages of the game, in towards that mid game, and without dying and so on. Although obviously sometimes you do still die, like we just saw Creator dying on New Gettysburg. And we're seeing this probe just going in towards the main base, just putting some minerals. There's a bit of an adept fight in the center, and ooh, it is going to go the way of Jim here. So he's going to pick off one adept already, going to be hunting down the second. Going to continue to chase this down here. The adept from Creator will shade away. But Jim shades after it and continues to keep track. So Jim continuing to chase this and is going to pick up the kill though as it shades forwards. 2 more adepts on the way over as well to help out. So Jim cleaning that out, that's nice. Again, 2 more adepts from him rather than 2 stalkers. Just a little bit of a different way to continue in this sort of setup initially. As we're going to be seeing those 2 stalkers just going to split up a little bit. 1 stalker towards the center, the other one pulling back to the side a little bit. Just going to see those couple of adepts, 3 adepts actually coming forwards here out of Jim, just moving forwards and looking to see what he can maybe get done. Is he going to commit to the mineral line? He will. Overcharge gets popped, but well, only 1 overcharge right now is going to be fairly slow killing these, but actually the Mothership Core doing a good job as well. Only 2 probes killed, not bad defense actually from Creator. So that turned out sort of okay for him. 1 more adept still around here. He's also going to pop in here. Another overcharge gets popped. I mean, still forcing 2 overcharges is nice, especially if Jim wants to maybe follow up aggressively, or with the Oracle, for example. Having less overcharges to defend this is just going to make Creator's life a little bit more difficult. So Creator with this Oracle, sorry, Jim with this Oracle on the way. Creator's tech here going to be the Immortal. Obviously doesn't really help against the Stargate play. His Nexus is going to be finishing up here in just a few moments. But the Immortal obviously a bit early does mean he's going to have a bit of a stronger ground army if it does come to a fight at any point. As we'll see those 2 adepts going to shade up in towards the main base right now, heading towards the mineral line. And they're going to run on in here and they're going to start, well, looks they're going to start picking away at probes, but decides not to, as this adept just back away. And there's another shade forwards here. Twilight Council continue to come up to the bottom right hand side. It's about 75% of the way done. So we're just going to be seeing Jim most likely with the Resonating Glaives opening. I mean, he's already got a lot of adepts out. He hasn't made any stalkers at all. A blink upgrade would be very strange. I mean, he could maybe go Dark Shrine. I think Glaive's the more common choice at this point, as we do see a Void Ray being built from the Stargate. Now that's different. The Stargate is not usually used for Void Ray production in PvP. You can see it sometimes. Kind of a real power force of sort of Immortals and Void Rays makes for a very powerful like single push. But as the response comes up for your opponent, say something like Storm, which is very powerful against Void Rays and against Immortals really, although it doesn't really kind of become the like, it's not like the most common choice, then all of a sudden you can be very kind of in a pretty good position. Look at this though, Creator with Stalkers here is going to start lifting up to the high ground, and actually he's put himself in a great position, no pylons, and all of a sudden he's got a lot of room to pick away at his opponent from. Going to move away from that overcharge, and he'll just be able to warp in over here. He's going to be able to lift up, elevator up into this high ground. Nice force field blocking a couple of zealots, and the probes down to the low ground. Recall into the main base here, as Jim realizes he needs everything to fight against this. All of a sudden, Creator's attack, and I mean, this is the thing, his ground army is just that much stronger because he didn't commit into the Stargate. And he's going to pick off that Immortal very quickly. And this ground army for Creator is doing what it does best. It's killing things. He's using his advantage. He's making use of it. Nice Warp Prism Micro as well. Lifts up that Immortal there when it got to low health and continues to push those Fusions back away. Another couple of Stalkers coming in here now from Jim as we get ready to go once more. Stalkers, Adepts, and the Immortal continues to fight on in as we see this engagement happening. Only really Stalkers left here from Jim. Drops the Time Warp knowing that the Overcharge probably not going to come into play. The Immortal survives due to the barrier for just a little bit longer. Well, only not too many units left at all, but there's still the Warp Prism, which means it can continue to reinforce. Probes being pulled into Adepts is never a pretty sight to see. And that is going to be 6 workers killed. Creator up 12 workers, up in army supply still as well. And it looks as though Creator is going to be cleaning out house, and he is going to be taking game number 3. That said, Immortal has just popped, so maybe he can stay alive just a little while longer. Just going to see those units coming down to the low ground now, and well, I mean, it's not over just yet. Creator going to back away, but again, his lead is significant. 16 worker advantage, that's, well, it's even more than that now, but it's more or less an entire mineral line and more. So it's really crazy. As we're going to be seeing the rocks getting taken down there. So rocks get taken down, another Stalker going to warp in. Another pylon coming in just behind this mineral line. So another pylon coming in behind the mineral line. And again, Stalkers, Immortal, and Adept moving forwards and looking to see what exactly they're going to be able to get up to here. Going in towards the main base again, Creator will start to unload some Adepts. And unload a Stalker and some Adepts here and start to do some more damage once again. taking away the whole bunch of these probes. So trading here pretty nicely. 8-9 workers going down. Jim's counterattack is more or less all in then. Or more or less, it is all in. And as he sees the overcharge and plenty of units at home, he's actually just going to type on out to allow Creator to take game number 3 and the first